Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the premier Crapbox podcast by two dudes with a crappy internet connection. I'm just trying to save you in the first 30 seconds of YouTube. Why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Why?
Great question.
Does this keep happening? Oh my actual God. Like, we did an emergency episode, what, 3 days ago, 4 days ago? You know,
like 2 days ago.
Literally 2 days ago, a tight 15-minute episode where we're basically like, the Democrats are awful. And I want to remind everybody, before we get into like the subject matter of, you know, this wonderful title I used, by the way, I don't know. I'm just saying that if you're listening on the video version, T1 probably pussied out and renamed it.
No,
because I want to name this podcast Sloppy Donnie's Toppy Time with Blowjob Buddy Billy Von Blow. But we'll see.
We have to ask ourselves: are people going to click on that on YouTube? That's the second question that needs to be asked here.
I mean, okay. The question to that is obviously yes.
You're real confident in that.
My brother in Christ, like,
I'm slightly less so.
Coward. Anyways, apparently
the algorithm.
Like, if I had, I'm just saying, like, if I had 2 nickels for every time, if I had a nickel rather for every time Bill Clinton was at the center of a national scandal in which he received head from somebody, I'd have 2 nickels. And it's weird that it happened twice.
It is. But on both sides of the spectrum.
Like,
Buy Donald is canon, dude. Like,
yeah, and here's my thing. This is the only time I'm going to utter her name, just because she was like the first Me Too victim, and she was a 22-year-old kid at the time, and she's just gotten her life back together. Like,
yeah,
or like we're not going to be making any Monica Lewinsky jokes. Ideally, in this episode,
we're not bringing that up.
No, because everybody knows that, you know, Bill Clinton's a piece of crap, and, you know, nobody here is going to defend him, or at least nobody that's under the age of 45 is going to defend him, regardless. Point is that again, we continue to live in hell, and I want to just say this before we continue on the subject at hand. Do not forget, the Democrats sold us out. They suck. They suck. And I would bet money that they leaked these specific emails and stuff, or made it, or like the party leaders made it so these were getting leaked specifically because the backlash against them, like opening the government up and acquiescing to the Republicans was so bad.
Oh, definitely. It was that's definitely part of it. Another part of it is just like, I mean, they've had this shit since like 2019, 2020. Like, if they really didn't want Donald Trump to run again, they would have used it against him. And honestly, I think some of them are probably in bed with Peter Thiel and all of his bullshit, which is probably why they saved it until now, when they don't really need Donald Trump anymore to do what they want to do. Well, no, now they have JD Vance.
Right.
And like Peter Thiel paid for his entire career.
I'm going to be so for real with you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
JD Vance is not going to be the guy.
He has to be their guy.
I'm
not saying he's not going to win.
Let me be clear.
I'm not going to say he's going to be good.
He has to be their guy because that's who they invested in. But he's not, like, you know, like, he's Fat Baby Vance.
Yes. He's Couch Fucker Vance.
Yeah, so it's like, he's Couch Baby Vance. Like, he's not, and that's what, you know what? I'm going to call JD Vance Couch Baby Vance going forward, because I genuinely, because here's the thing, like people like Peter Thiel and like your like League of Doom and all that, like, they're not smart.
No, they're not. I'm not saying people.
I'm not saying you are
when
either.
I bring
They're
that
just
up, that I'm saying that that's a good plan. It's not a good plan.
No, it's
I'm
not.
just saying that that's what they want to do.
It's what they want to do, and it's the big problem is I think ultimately people like Peter Thiel are it's the same. It's like that. It's the same thing as like Elon Musk, right?
Right.
Or Mark Zuckerberg. Like, you have so much money that it does not matter how dumb you are, how incompetent you are, that you are very, very, very much able to skirt by because your the power and influence that comes from the money you have insulates you from like the consequences of your fuck up. It's like why people like say like, oh, you should start a business. Everybody should own their own businesses and nobody should be regulating them, and that's how the economy should work. And I'm like, okay, well, a lot of issues with that. I'm thinking of a very particular moron that I knew at one point in my life I'm talking about here. And this man was like in his late 30s, by the way, so it's like not exactly like the smartest man, like not exactly the most verbose man on the planet.
Right.
Point is that, you know, people who have like if you are a trust fund baby and you try to start a business and you fuck it up and you don't succeed,
you can bullshit your way to victory.
Like, and even if you don't, you can still like go get like a job. You're not gonna be homeless. Like if you ain't got shit and you take a chance on a business, that motherfucker better hit.
Yeah,
exactly. It better fucking hit, because like the amount of money you have is how many chances you can fuck up and not like become homeless.
And I got no money, which means I got no chances, dude.
No,
I can't be bullshitting around here.
So no, I haven't started another business, because like the only time in your life where you are broke like that and you can't start a business and take a chance is when you're in college.
Yeah, basically,
is when you
might get lucky.
Because you might get lucky, you have the free time, and you have like guaranteed housing at least for a determinate amount of time.
Yeah, I mean they can't kick you out. Not as long as the federal government's already paid them with a loan or a grant or a scholarship.
Exactly.
So you have time to like fuck around and try to start a YouTube channel.
And even then, I'm not even talking about a YouTube channel. I'm talking about like a normal business or type of shit.
Like a drop shipping bit, like just like a straight up business.
Just any kind of like an actual business that provides a good or service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
what
you have a
like you buy a vending machine
that
or
can
some
save
shit.
you when that shit blows up.
Exactly.
which it most likely will.
Yeah. And so it's like, for me at this point, it's just like I hear like it's maximum wage. All right, we've been beating around the bush like for almost 10 minutes now. We should really get into it. Like, we made a joke about it, like the Epstein emails. So there's a lot. So first of all, Richard Wolff, I think was his name. He was an author who put out this kind of tell-all book on the first Trump presidency, and
right.
You know, he got, and like a lot of people were mad about it. Like Trump was livid about it and all that nonsense. But what we've found is that he was in regular contact with Epstein.
Oh yeah, I saw that he was like getting buddy with him. I don't know enough about dude to really form of opinion about him. Some people are like, oh, he's a journalistic mastermind, and other people are like, he was running PR and he sees that the ship is sinking and now he's trying to make the band and be the one to break the story so he doesn't get caught up in it. Well, I don't really know enough about it. I haven't read enough of the emails or enough of what he said.
I'm just using him as a vessel, because in the emails with Epstein, sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
Epstein would talk at length about how, you know, like Trump, he has so much dirt on Trump that he could do an interview and end his career.
Basically, I remember seeing that one. He was like, you could either blackmail him or have like a debt with him.
And I
was like, nigga, that's actually crazy.
There's another one where Epstein was telling a story about how Donald Trump was so enamored with like the teenage girls in bikinis playing in a pool that he
ran into the glass door
and his oily fucking face left a big old smudge because he fucking smells, which is another thing that came out in these emails, which is corroborated by other people's stories and stuff.
He's stinky.
Like, apparently this man has like no fucking hygiene. This man's got fucking mushrooms growing out the side of his dick.
You couldn't tell? He's always looked like a greasy dude. Like, just look at his hair.
It's a sleazeball.
Actual New York sleazeball.
Let's just stop, say a quick like prayer, send some happy thoughts to poor fucking Stormy Daniels and Laura Loomer. Like, two of the women we know for a fact have had to, and his
Laura
wife.
Loomer? We do not need to be praying for Laura Loomer.
This woman sucked his dick. And you know that shit wasn't washed.
She could have not done that.
She could have not done that, but you know what?
She could have not done that, dude.
I don't care how evil of a human being you are. I don't care how much of a fucking pick-me you are. If you end up sucking a dick that's that goddamn dirty, that's just a that you somehow got a UTI in your throat. Like I may hate you. But you don't deserve that. It's like I hate fucking conservatives and Republicans, but I want them to have health care and a livable wage.
Yeah, but that's different. Laura Loomer's like, fuck, I
a Nazi.
I can't stand that bitch.
No, I can't either. She's a rat bitch.
She's straight up a Nazi, dude. It's like being like, oh, what about Eva Braun? Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about Eva Braun, dude. Like, she did not have to suck off that nigga, bro. Like, you got burned by the Diet Coke semen, dude. You chose that path in life. We're damn near the same age, and I have not been burned by Diet Coke semen. Yet. My choices have not led me down that path yet.
Pause. Oh, God. And one of the other things is that, like, in those emails, Epstein said that two things that were interesting. One, like, as things were like coming out and all that, the first thing was Trump kept his mouth shut. He ain't a snitch.
The dog name Bart. That would be so tough if it wasn't about him specifically.
Hey, listen, Trump was a real estate, executive in New York in the 80s, dude. Like, if he wouldn't have gotten his billions if he didn't learn how to not fucking snitch. I mean, it seems to me that, like, I mean, he can't keep his fucking mouth shut, but it's like, I feel like, I don't know. I think like
that might be the dementia.
Yeah, that might be the dementia, dude. But honest to God, it's like, fuck. And the other thing is that Epstein, when talking to Maxwell, what like, and this was like a interpersonal like conversation between like two people who are in a relationship, so like whatever, like he said like he is the worst human being I've ever met. He is so he's so evil and heinous, like Jeffrey fucking Epstein.
And that's coming from him. That's like
Jeffrey fucking Epstein was talking.
Like, yourself.
he has no qualms about what the fuck he's doing. Like, if you I think Donald Trump, like, there might be fucking video of Donald Trump's
nigga. What the fuck is this bullshit?
Like,
okay.
Like they're
I didn't need that imagery described to me, dude. What?
The level of like if these emails are like
this has to go up on YouTube. I would just like to say
the surface level. If this is like the surface level stuff, dude, like they've got pictures and video in 4K high definition with multiple
Oh yeah, didn't
angles.
he say that?
I think
he
did.
Say
Oh my
the
God!
next
I
thing
think
that's coming is pictures.
And also, by the way, they released 30,000 emails.
That's so much.
And that's what we
This
have
is the
available now.
fucking deluge
It's
of
only
information.
been 2 days. Like they released 3 separate emails. The backlash was so bad that they ended up releasing like 30,000 of them, and this is still just a small percentage of like all of the information and data that they have available.
Like, dude, this shit, like, that's the whole thing, man. It's just like, if you've been sitting on this since 2019, bro, why would you even let a legal ruling be? We can't show people this till 2025 if you know how fucked up it is. Like, what is this? If you're not, you know, a form of what is it called? Designed opposition, programmed opposition, or whatever the fuck.
I think,
dude, that shit would have been dropped the day that case ended.
Exactly.
I'd be like, y'all take a look at that bitch. Like,
you know what?
You see who you voted for.
You know what? It probably, and I think this is part of the reason why there's a lot of like people in the Republican coalition that are going to agree to release the documents. It's because a lot of the Republicans in the MAGA movement, like, and even some of the non-MAGA, like the MAGA, like just the MAGA aligned ones, like a lot of these politicians are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. They want to be in power, like in the decades to come. And you know, Donald Trump, even if like fascism wins and he gets like a 3rd term, this man's gonna be dead in 6 years max. Like, I would be impressed. I would be impressed if he lasts to the end of his administration.
Yeah.
But like, you know, this is a blemish. This is like a blemish on your record that will outlive Donald Trump. Like,
forever.
Because
this shit will follow you until you die.
Exactly. Because anybody who folds on this is like, anytime they're at a primary, they says, "Hey, well, yeah, I may not be like da 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 da, but you, like, you voted
against releasing the Epstein files."
Yeah, like, so why are you?
That'll be a gotcha forever.
It'll just be called being pro pedophile forever. It's unavoidable. So it's like, you know, your Lauren Boebert, like, there's a reason why your Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing her kind of redemption tour. I don't believe it for a fucking second, but
she's still crazy.
No,
but she's not, like, she understands.
Can I tell you something?
Because her brain still works. Because her brain still works, she still understands what's at stake.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's out of her fucking mind, but she has some political instincts, in the sense of she can read where the winds are blowing.
Oh yeah, that's because her brain works. She's only like 50 years old.
Can I say something?
She's not going through like natural degeneration yet.
Can I say something controversial?
Oh gosh,
I'd push Marjorie Taylor Greene's head through a mattress, bro.
It's disgusting.
I wouldn't call her. I'd ghost her afterwards. Like,
no.
I very much like operate on a level of, if like you're a conservative woman and you're like that like a MAGA conservative, and in that shit, like, oh, I'm just gonna treat you how like society, like you want society to like men to treat you, which is like shit. So I'm gonna hit it, quit it, ghost you, and then gaslight you and say that you were the problem. But I think she's the only Republican politician I've seen, like, on a national level that has ass. So I don't know. I
think Marjorie Taylor Greene is the reason I don't think I could ever date a white woman now, because her existence just pisses me off. And it's like, even if the white woman's cool, it's like, it's either your mom or you have an aunt like this. And just the idea that someone is Marjorie Taylor adjacent, I'd lose my fucking mind. Had me jumping off a fucking building.
Bad Bill, Butch Body.
Butch Body.
I fucking love Jasmine.
Bleach Blonde, Bad Bill, Butch Body. I was like, man, ate her up. I was like, Marjorie Taylor Greene, like, she's part, whenever I find myself falling for a white woman, she's part of the re-education to wake me the fuck back up out of that.
I think you just
get me out of the sunken place.
Listen, and I'm gonna give this. It's like, if you're a left-wing guy, you genuinely want to, and you're on the dating scene and you're generally trying to avoid conservative women and stuff, you know, at least when it comes to white women, the main thing you want to look out for is, do they have blonde hair, and do they have do they have caked on makeup? And when I say caked on makeup, I'm not talking about like lots of makeup. Like, you can have lots of makeup and look good. I'm talking about it's like very much badly done, like thick mascara, and specifically, and this is important, with that large amount of makeup, no lipstick.
That's the thing, though. A lot of times it's not. That's the thing with me. It's not. Even if it's not you, it's either your mom or somebody your mom and dad are related to.
Basically.
Listen, it just sounds like some shit I'm not trying to deal with in my life. So whenever I catch myself, I'm like, let me go watch Marjorie Taylor Greene talk for 2 seconds so I can reset.
I mean, listen, to Bobert's credit, she's a little bit of a freak, so I can respect that.
Who?
Lauren Boebert.
Who the fuck is that?
That's the other white woman has no
the annoying lady that talks to the press all the time.
Yeah, the one with the glasses, huge knockers, and long black hair.
No, I don't know who that is.
That's Lauren Boebert. You'll know her if you saw her. Point is that yeah, and if everybody's saying like, Evan, you talk yourself, you're a feminist and all that, I'm like, these are conservative women. I believe in women's liberation and like the deconstruction of patriarchy, but I will use patriarchy to be mean to conservative women for the fucking meme. My point is that if you are a guy and you don't want to avoid a right wing or right center leaning woman like the plague, what you need to look for is multicolored hair, tattoos, and piercings. Period.
Yeah.
Odds are
that's always been a meme.
Yeah, but
it's always been like
that. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's genuinely not perfect, because there are plenty of like white women that will co-opt that aesthetic and style and then date the most racist man alive.
Yeah.
But like, generally speaking, it's a good gauge. Now, also keep an eye out for like, you know, multicolored pins or like any signifiers in that regard, because that matters, because there is going to be some like gender fluid or LGBTQIA like overlap, but it's generally better in that regard to like fuck up and like say, oh, I'm so sorry, I had no idea you're gay. It's still a nice person though, and we're chill. Then then like find out you put your dick in somebody who's pro-life and now you got a problem.
It's that re-education, man.
Dog, I just avoid a conservative chick once, dude, and like
why?
I didn't real. I was.
What are you doing?
In my defense, I was still a moderate and a capitalist at that point.
Canceled. I'm playing.
It's okay. Not 2020.
We
broke
don't
my
allow
brain.
Growth here.
Nah, 2020 broke my brain.
He says when one of his videos about him being an annoying ass fucking edgelord as a teenager.
Honestly,
we don't allow growth on my platform.
No, for sure. Honestly, in 2020 broke me because like I like all of like everything I had learned growing up kind of like didn't have like all the things I was supposed to do didn't lead to like the expected outcome, and I kind of like had a mental breakdown. And in the aftermath, I like started streaming. I started watching like Vosh. I started like reading more about like left-wing politics and stuff, and I've just been all the way over to the left ever since.
I think that's, for me, that kind of started in 2018 when like unironically when the fucking like Battlefield 5 situation happened, and I realized that a lot of these dudes
are just unfuckable losers.
Were making jokes, just fucking hated women, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember people were trying to call Angry Joe and EA shill for being like, I thought the woman with the metal arm was cool, and then everybody was fucking like, EA shill Angry Joe. He still gave the game like a 4, by the way.
Yeah,
because
listen,
that game's a mess.
I love Angry
because
Joe.
it's an EA game.
Angry Joe's always been like legit. He's like even in the old days, like he wasn't like
Even
a
when he was
misogynistic
edgier,
weirdo.
he was like not annoying.
No, he wasn't annoying. He was edgy, but he wasn't like problematic in the sense of like there was a punchline, like some edginess was a part of it, but like, and then they were a woman, and then they were black. That wasn't the punchline.
Yeah.
Like, you can mention, like, some edgy shit or whatever, like, infer it or, like, infer, like, a stereotype or something, but as long as it's not the main punchline, depending on how bad it is, you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, like...
I don't watch him anymore, but he's apparently still going strong.
Do again. Yeah, he is. I still like Angry Joe. I come back every year for the Madden rant. Because it's not getting better. It never gets better.
No, it's never. I saw his one Madden rant, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I got everything I needed to know.
The games just get worse.
Yeah.
They just get worse, dude. But I remember that was like when it started, and of course at that time I had like an actual job, so I was like going outside, and then I was trying to finish out my degree. But like I even talk about it again in the Kunzo video. It's a good video, because I kind of like talk about all that at once. I was still getting hit by like the remnants, like, you know, you got the symbiote crawling out. You say a joke that's not that funny. Again, now I'm just going back over shit that we were talking about in the last episode.
Yeah, but it's like
2020 was definitely the year where I was like, oh, so many people are fucking dumb. And that's where like the super woke shit started happening.
Well, it's like 2020 was kind of like the turning point for everything in terms of culture. Like any semblance of the kumbaya end of history, like Obama era vibes of liberalism died, and all of the culture that was a part of that died with it. Like everybody suffered, everybody, you know, and it really was, you know, I had been screaming from the rooftop since I got into politics as a teenager that the Republicans were going to end up being like were like, I was just right too early.
Yeah,
left, like being a left winger is not being wrong, it's just being right too early,
and no one believes you, because that's the thing. That's the thing with the United States. No one's gonna believe it until it's almost too late. That literally just happened, like with the Mamdani win, with all these other wins. Nobody believed it until it almost got to a point of no return. Which it's just like, it's like damn near an abusive relationship. It's funny when you think about it after the fact, but like niggas just don't be taking shit seriously. And like that's a whole nother conversation that I've realized is probably gonna have to happen. Like it's just niggas just don't take shit seriously.
They don't.
I didn't. Like,
no, they don't.
Anybody that says that, somebody told me this recently, but like anybody that says it's not that deep is because they don't read. Like they just straight up just don't know. Like anybody that believes, oh, it's just a joke, oh, it's not that deep, they just don't read. I was like, that's so real.
I think it's the pendulum swing, because like back in the day, like it's not that deep started like a decade and a half ago, as kind of a response to people finding all of the most obscure, tiny little meetings and the most pedantic, plain-faced, boring media, and like kind of like as a response to like video essay culture of just like ripping an hour and a half out of like something that probably could have been analyzed in 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that still happens.
Still happens. Don't get me wrong.
People still pad out their essays. Unlike me, who just put out an 8-minute essay about Sword of the Sea.
Yeah, it's a whole.
Anyway, continue.
It's a whole fucking
my fault.
No, you're good. And so it's like we have kind of like gone to the other end of the pendulum swing in that regard, you know, where we have, you know, it's kind of like everything. The pendulum compared to 15 years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, like 2010, or rather like 2012, 2014, that era was like the peak of like liberalism.
Yeah,
like cultural liberalism, like political liberalism, end of history, all that nonsense, right? And You know, that's where we get these like obnoxious overanalyzation of media, the woke scold nature of policing people's thoughts. The, you know, we don't need to make anything better. Everything's fine. Like, we're going to just incrementally make things better ad nauseum into the future. And then, you know, people like me,
we have a black president now.
Yeah, like, yeah. and then like people like me were like looking at the sort of undercurrent going on in this country politically, like just the absolute like frothing, like rabies riddled, like insanity that was brewing in the furthest reaches of right-wing politics that was absolutely beginning to infect every other aspect of the part of that side of the aisle. It's starting with the Tea Party movement.
The Tea Party was actually insane.
It was.
Like the more I learned about them, the more I was like, what is actually going on?
Yeah. And now we are living in an environment where the right has become like culturally resurgent to a degree.
Yeah.
To a heavy degree. I would argue that like it was probably at its peak about 3-4 months ago when every corporation was capitulating, but now like, you know, people are like kind of reading the writing on the wall of like, okay, we don't have to like fold immediately. But the point is that like we have like this everyone's trying to look intellectual, everybody's trying to look smart, everybody's trying to read into everything, everybody's trying to like this hyper like high. And then now we are in like the dregs of like, it's not that deep, I don't need to think about anything, I'm just a girl, I'm just a guy, like just
Brock, is this true? Chat GPT.
Just the absolute failure of the American education system, an absolute failure of like humanity, an absolute failure of our parents' generation to actually be able to teach motherfuckers how to read. You know, it just is ultimately a case of, you know, the pendulum has swung in the complete other opposite direction. And not only has it swung in the opposite direction, it has swung so much further in the opposite direction that I think that we are getting to a point where, you know, the next Democratic, you know, administration that comes in is going to have to implement some kind of like so context. Back when FDR won the presidency in the Great Depression, right. You know, the country was so bad and so destitute with a combination of the Great Depression, with a combination of, you know, the wealth inequality, a combination of the Dust Bowl that had been going on for years and years and years. And like a socialist revolution was coming. It was inevitable, and they couldn't just like, if they wanted, and FDR had to implement the Keynesian economics like systems he did with the New Deal, because if he didn't, the capitalistic system that we've continued to exist under,
it would have collapsed. And
business leaders still, a lot of business leaders were still against it. If you guys want a great rabbit hole, go look up Smedley Butler and the business plan, which was business leaders basically tried to get this legendary Marine veteran from the World War I to overthrow and become the new president of the United States to prevent like all of these New Deal reforms from going through. And, you know, Smedley Butler being like an old lefty and like a bona fide American badass, basically ratted them all out. It did an op with them and with the government, and was able to get all those fuckers arrested. But the point is that we are now in a position in this country where the wealthy and powerful have so much power over government that, and by the way, and remember how we were talking about earlier, how we said that the wealthy in this country are generally pretty fucking stupid. The problem is that there will be, I don't think it's going to be a socialist revolution, but I do think there's going to be some kind of giant collapse where society will break down in some capacity, and there won't...
Dude, that $17 trillion bubble is just sitting there.
It's sitting
just
there.
Waiting to pop.
And it's like, it is going to pop any fucking day. Like, it's
horrifying.
It's
I'm hoping it just holds out long enough for me to get to Minnesota. After that, after I start at Mayo Clinic, it can do whatever it wants.
Here's the thing.
I just need it to hold.
I'm going to be so honest with you, brother. There's a chance that if it busts, like, you might lose that opportunity wholesale.
Nah, with the way that it's set up, it's still technically school. So, like, I'd still be able to go and, like, get an education. Would Mayo Clinic give me a job? It depends. Basically, in their contract, it was like, I think I've talked about this before, but basically in their contract, basically they say that they're so understaffed that they'll have a spot for you legally. They have to say that they won't have a job for you, but in reality, the whole reason the program exists is because they need bodies. So hopefully, just due to the fact that there's not enough bodies at Mayo Clinic and they already have like a $5 billion ward being built in the middle of the city, that like it'll be enough.
Yeah. I mean, you might not be able to make rent or anything, but like at least you'll be paid. At least at least be working, rather.
I'll be working, but I might be sleeping in the hospital.
Maybe one of the administrators will take pity on you and give you give you one of the on-call rooms to live in.
That'd be so crazy. Just living in a fucking hospital room. Oh my gosh. Anyway, continue. What was the metaphor?
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
We were talking
collapse. So socialist revolution.
Well, no. I don't think there's going to be a socialist revolution. I don't think America is primed for that, and I think just people are so. I think what's more likely to happen is, in the event of that, a kind of like American economic collapse. I think it's what's most likely to happen is probably balkanization of some kind.
That's my fear, and that's what I've been saying since last year. Midway through, I think it was like last year, where I was like, the balkanization of the U.S. is a very real thing that could potentially happen. And people are always like, "Oh, there's no way." But
if the federal government falls,
other countries do this.
If the federal government collapses or fails or falls for whatever reason, which it wouldn't, the economy would, and then I think people would. I think there would be like some kind of like lots of revolts and stuff. I think. Like at a certain, I think what would probably happen in the event of like a genuine economic like I don't think the economy will totally collapse. There's a lot of safeguards and stuff to prevent that from happening. But if it gets bad enough, I think what's going to end up happening is that a lot of dumb rural people are going to like just start killing black, brown, and gay people. A lot of urban people are going to just start killing rich people. And
that I can definitely see.
Yeah, and so I think that's kind of.
I would hope that it would just only be rich people.
No, it's not. The problem is you know, racist more rural like ruraloids are stupid and they think that black people they've never met.
Not all of them. Like. If
no, I'm not saying
when
I say I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying a plurality of them.
There's definitely a section like don't get it twisted, but like even recently, like when I saw that, or at least heard, I didn't see it yet, but when I had heard that like Mississippi flipped, that's when I knew that like there's gotta be the amount of super racist like that has to be allowed minority. And then that's kind of something that I learned about with how badly this country's gerrymandered. Like there's more, I guess, left-ish leaning people in Texas than there is in California. Mm-hmm. It's just that Texas is gerrymandered to fuck,
which is why like Prop 50 coming out of California is so funny to me, and I want every single blue state in the country to gerrymander the dog shit out of every fucking Republican. Because here's the thing, and here's why. Republicans have gerrymandered to such a point that there's really nothing that they can do further to like steal more seats. Like it's
impossible.
It's not. It's like they might be able to get like 15 more total, like nationwide, maybe 20 or 30 even. But like blue states could probably get like a smooth 50 to 80, easy.
Oh yeah, because there's just more people there.
Because here's the thing. There are plans where you can draw California in such a way where the entire state is blue.
Isn't that what Prop 50 is?
No, Prop 50
they just
is
excluded.
Prop 50 is just allowing them to redraw. Period. We don't know. Like a lot, the maps that Newsom was going to suggest, like, still gives like 10 to 12, like Republican representatives. Like I've seen maps where it's just nobody. Like just
that's crazy.
Like 30 people immediately lose their fucking jobs.
And when you think about it, isn't gerrymandering just like balkanization light?
Kind of. Not. It's
like
no balkanization.
It's not like it's not like you've completely separated, but you've basically X'd out a group of people from being represented as a whole. Like you're not really having a fair election at this point.
That's not balkanization. What it is it's just politicians picking their voters. Now my thing is that I am very much like, we are at a point now with the way the government is working that like the level of safeguards that are in place, or like procedural nonsense that are like to like kind of keep things stable, like the fascists are so bad that we just need to break glass on every emergency button, everything. Like I want them. I was hoping that Trump would they would be forced to like renege on the filibuster and like make it a simple majority. I was hoping they would do that because then we wouldn't have to fucking do it.
Yeah, but that also means that like there's no way at the very least the establishment Democrats would want that, because that means they would actually have to like work. They would actually have to do their jobs, and they couldn't just blame it on the filibuster, we'll never get this passed. It's like, well, filibuster's gone, so you have one more vote. Please put in a bill that'll actually help me.
Yeah, time to go to work, cocksucker.
Time to actually stay awake, Chuck Schumer, a man who's older than both my parents and my grandparents.
Here's my thing on Chuck TV Schumer, remote. Right? I think Chuck Schumer is more evil than a Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I would rather Chuck Schumer be in the position of government because he's a better like steward of like the machine, and isn't just like a dumb monkey with isn't like a dumb like ape with a fucking like hammer.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't believe
in anything
that the Jews built lasers to light California on fire, but yeah, exactly. He also doesn't believe in anything except a family of 2 white people that exist in his head. The Baileys.
I was
like, why don't you?
God, thank God I'm not a congressional correspondent reporter, because I would ask Chuck Schumer to his face, what do the Baileys think about you breaking with the party and opening the government?
Yeah,
just to watch him get pissed.
Because it's just like, you're listening to the voices inside your head over your own constituents. Like,
and here's the
why
thing.
Are you even in public service? What are you doing?
And here's the thing, people and like the people like the Baileys that he described, they you know where they exist? Connecticut.
Yeah.
There's not like they're not even in like they just described some cocksuckers from Connecticut, not even New York.
Like, what are you talking about, dude? Even upstate New Yorkers aren't this fucking annoying.
I mean, they are Baileys. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I live in upstate New York. They are kind of.
Are they close?
They're a little bit. They're a little bit. Like granted, it's very much a Flanderization of them, but like, I mean, like, I'm not saying they're close. I'm saying that, you know, they're in the parking lot of the ballpark. Just saying.
It's like a little bit.
All right, let's shift over to something like a little like less
I know we kind of went off on like 80 tangents.
Yeah, I know. It's
we started with the emails, but then that just turned into something else. Yeah. Somehow we brought up Angry Joe. Shout out Angry Joe.
Shout out Angry Joe.
I did.
You the guy.
I don't even
my
know
guy. He's
goated.
There's a one fucking game here review that I want to go back and buy on Steam because it actually like looks really fucking interesting. Dragon Commander, that's what it is. Like I don't want to go buy and play that still. I never have. Anyways, but yeah, mainly because like you get to like pick like romance, like pick a wife and romance a character from one of the different races, and like the dwarf lady is a short stack like chick with a Scottish accent that's like kind of mean, and I'm like, all right, bet that's up my alley. But
hell yeah.
What I was gonna say was let's talk about something relatively positive, which is the possible death of Microsoft Windows.
Thank the Lord. Let's fucking go.
By virtue
that
of
stupid shit has almost bricked my computer 3 times this year with their fuck ass updates.
Well, guess what? It's the Steam
done.
machine, baby. It's the Steam machine.
Yay.
So
I'm shocked that I live in a timeline where the Steam machine came back.
Well, not only did the Steam machine come back, Valve's Steam Deck was so fucking lucrative and popular that they don't even need to do a pairing with like Alienware or any of that bullshit. They can literally just like finance it themselves and have their own hardware.
Wow, so they're just doing like their own Steam OS shit.
Yeah, yep. I wish they would release Steam OS like as a
for us.
For us, yeah. But they are also like releasing they announced 3 new pieces of Steam hardware.
Okay.
A VR headset, an actual Steam VR headset, but instead of being a pairing with HTC Vive, it's all internal with Steam.
That's sick. Using that Counter-Strike gambling money for something positive, at least.
You can also play games. You can also play games straight off the headset as well. You don't need to necessarily hook it up to a computer to use it.
Okay, that's a little bit scary, but which is kind of sick.
A new controller, a Steam controller, which is excellent. It also has like the touchpad functionality and stuff like that the Steam Deck has, as well as like multiple programmable options on the back.
That's dope. I'm glad that they gave up that stupid double trackpad bullshit they tried to do in 2014, which is why nobody bought the original Steam machine.
Yep.
Because that controller was kind of dumb.
They have the double trackpad. They have the double trackpads again, except they're separate parts of it.
Oh, so you can go between joysticks and trackpads, is what you're saying?
Yes. It has joysticks. Okay. It has joysticks. It has the little mouse pad, trackpad things, and then it has dedicated buttons. But whatever. And lastly,
because the original controller didn't even have buttons, did it? It was like 4 shoulder buttons and then 2 trackpads.
Yeah, it was annoying.
This shit was crazy.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and here's the big one: the actual Steam machine, which is going to be like what the last Steam machine was. It just sits in a corner. But unlike the previous Steam machine, this one is actually a fully fledged usable computer running Debian Linux. And
hell yeah, dude.
It is 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, which, by the way, runs a graphics card that is the equivalent of an NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti.
That's pretty good. That's one of the last... I'm not going to say one of the last good cards because people got really mad at me when I said that. The 1000 series between 1050 to 1660 was my favorite cards.
The 1000 series was like carried games for like a decade. It was when it came out.
It was so good.
Like it'll still run many games today. Not most, but many games on medium to low settings. The 1050 series was fucking solid. I had a 1050 series multiple times. Now, granted, I got a 3000 series now, and I love the motherfucker in my laptop. But like the 10,000 series was cheap. It was affordable. It was solid, and like it was great. No notes.
That shit worked.
Yeah, and when and if it was the one computer you had and you didn't have, or the one card you had and you'd never had money or ability to upgrade it, like it was solid. It was a fucking workhorse.
Like that shit was running Battlefield 4 on high back in the day. I was like, what? At a consistent 100? What the fuck?
Yeah,
How is it doing this? And then it's just, I don't know. Like my computer, my HP Omen, got a GTX 1660 in it, and I'm trying to ride that bad boy till the wheels fall off. That shit is still running most games on high or ultra. It just can't do ray tracing, but I was like, I don't really care about that. If my computer is plugged in, I ain't worried in the slightest. Like that's how we were running Elden Ring. I think the only thing I had to do, because my internet was kind of bad, was turn down like the grass.
Literally.
But everything else was fine. Like it's basically just like a PS5 in laptop form, because it even has the PS5 CPU in it, an AMD Ryzen 7 4000 series. So it's just like, what am I? No game is like killing this thing right now.
Exactly. And so the Steam Deck, like, I want to just give everybody like a context for what the power of the Steam Deck is. It's the CPU clocks out at between 2.4 and 3.5 gigahertz.
Okay.
The GPU is the equivalent of a 1050.
Okay.
And it has 16 gigabytes of RAM.
That's crazy. You could probably still run like Baldur's Gate 3 on like high.
Not
with
high.
that
I ran the Steam Deck. Granted, this was the first run of the Steam Deck before they got some upgrades. So
yeah.
And I was still playing Baldur's Gate 3. It was doable. You just had to like put it in potato mode a little bit.
Oh, it was in potato mode.
Now, granted, I bought this motherfucker back in 2020. They've put out a couple new ones since then, so like it's better now. That's the first.
Oh, so you bought the $1,000 one?
I bought the $600 one and was on the wait list for a year.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
So but here's the thing. This Steam machine is going to be 6 times the power.
It's like a 4050 or something, right? It's like a modern card.
I think that if they sell this Steam machine, from what I'm hearing, it is likely that this Steam machine is going to, like, if just as a guesstimate, is going to have 32 minimum gigabytes of RAM.
Damn, dude.
It's going to be minimum equivalent of either a high 2000 series or like a low 3000 series NVIDIA card. And
that's really good.
And
because I mean, it's high 2000. That's like 2060, 2080, which is basically the card I'm running right now, except that can do ray tracing.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking that this Steam, and because the Steam machine is like a dedicated thing, which is like going to be plugged in at all times, it's going to be much more efficient with its power usage.
Oh yeah, I mean they built a console, or at the very least a starter PC. I saw it was a cube, and everybody started calling it the Gabe Cube.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Do you think that the Gabe Cube is going to replace the Xbox? Do you think that like Microsoft's losing their space?
I think
in the gaming industry.
So I think, and I've talked about this on High Media Headlines at length before, but I'll just give you all the quick synopsis here. I think Microsoft over the last few years has been planning on moving towards software as a service as its business model, rather than being like the Xbox stuff. I think the next Xbox is going to probably be the last generation of Xboxes that they do. I think that that Microsoft is increasingly not looking at Nintendo or Sony as their competition, and is looking at Steam as their competition. And so
I don't even know how you compete with Steam at this point. Epic's Game Store is trying to do it, but like let's
use proper adjectives. Tried, yeah. It's kind of just its own thing now.
It's
what you boot up once a week to get a free game, and then you shut it off and don't touch it again. That's it. And so.
Yeah. Or the Fortnite thing.
Yeah, it's
Fortnite store.
Yeah, it's ultimately, when it comes to what's it called? When it comes to Microsoft here, they very much realize that Sony has kind of like won the console wars. Like, Sony beat them out in the PS4 era, completely trounced them for a decade there, completely lost in the follow-up era to that regard. You know, one thing that Microsoft was able to do well was Game Pass, the Netflixification of video games. Now, granted, that kind of like backfired because I don't know about you, I stopped paying for Game Pass because I'm not paying $30 a fucking month for Game Pass for games I was probably not gonna, I wasn't really gonna want to play anyways. Because like,
I never touched Game Pass. I always felt like it was going.
This was where it was
too
going.
good to be true.
It was.
I was like, there's no way.
And it finally became so.
I was like, there's no way that shit is gonna last forever.
No, it's not.
The minute it went from like 8 to 15 or some shit. What was it? What did it start at 15? And it went to 20, and I was like, "Oh, this is over."
Yeah, what
I was like, I'm not even gonna touch this shit.
Like 20, I could justify paying, but then once it went to 30, I might at that
just
point,
buy your own games.
At that point,
just
if there's
the
a game that I want to play that bad, I'm just gonna fucking buy it.
Wait for the Steam holiday sale and buy it for $30. Like, or buy a couple games for $30. I bought like 12 games that I wanted to play on a Steam summer sale this year for like $40. It was like the 3 Fear games and then like 6 other games.
And I mean, not only that, like even then, like at that, like a lot of the best games that are coming out right now are in the $30, $40, $50 range anyways. So you might, if you're
exactly
like if you're like, you might as well just pay for it. Like Elden Ring Night Rain, the
$30.
The deluxe edition of the game is $50.
Not even 60.
No.
That game's 50. Friggin' Expedition 33 was 40. Like,
fun fact,
and
I'm
that's
actually
like one of the best games of this year, I've heard, because I haven't touched it yet.
And fun fact, tomorrow I get to pick up my check, and guess what I'm going to be rewarding myself with, like as my first like thing with as my first purchase for like having a livable wage.
Getting Expedition?
I'm getting Expedition 33.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the Steam Machine I'm really excited about, and I've honestly, like, I'm kind of thinking about like doing that because I'm kind of really fucking tired of like my laptop, and I don't know. I it's coming out 2026, so I'm gonna like start saving now. I'm gonna like maybe like steal like $100, like $50 to $100 from every paycheck, and just like squirrel it away because I can buy this eventually. Cause like here's the thing though. What's gonna be so critical with it is price.
Right.
And I genuinely think that if they're going to be doing this, I think that I would think that if the Steam Machine costs more, that I think that $1,000 is the sweet spot. I doubt that it's going to be, because like I feel like for something that's 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, like it's going to probably be closer to $1,500, which is still fine, but anything more than $1,500 is just, I don't know if people are going to be willing to like.
No,
no,
because like I already know that next PlayStation Max, there's no, well, first of all, PlayStation said they're not even releasing another thing for like 5 years. Thank the Lord.
Yeah,
but
I know they're going to charge $1,000 for that shit.
They might, because Mark Cerny was talking about it. They were like, we're in the experimental phase of the PS6. And I was like, all right, man. You're already? But they already said it's 5 years down the line. So I'm chilling.
I think, because here's the thing. The Steam Deck is profitable.
It is. They might take the L on the cost for the console. I think they're going to charge $800 for it. Because I think they're going to try to undercut Microsoft. And Microsoft's already talking about charging $1,200.
The only reason I don't think they'll do that is because Valve has here's the thing. Valve is a multi-billion-dollar company, right? Do you know how many people work at Valve? 200 max.
Yeah, I was like, it's less than 1,000.
So like they have so much fucking revenue that if they fuck up and fail, like it doesn't matter because they're also a private company. So like
that's why they're making the Steam machine again.
Right. And so it's like, but the problem is like Gabe Newell has a philosophy of just like, I'm not going to compete. I'm just going to do good. But he also like has like, I also want to make sure that anything we do actually like makes fucking money. You know,
Yeah.
If like we're going to sell a product, we want that product to make money. If we're going to have a service, we want that service to be in service of our users, so they want to spend money on our platform. And I wonder if he is going to like, because I know that like some like it's just not part of the culture of Valve to like consider like, oh, let's undercut our competitor, because they just it's like the Luigi meme of like Luigi does nothing and still wins. That's Valve.
Yeah, basically.
That's Valve. Everybody so it's like they have a virtual monopoly on like PC gaming, but it's not because of like anything that they have done to sort of like be anti-competitive. It's
literally just because Steam's good.
Valve is quite literally the only example I can think of where like capitalism worked.
I can think of another. GOG. My goat.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, but even then, GOG is like still not like it's like it still has like what, like 8% of the market. Valve
it's very janky.
Valve has like 87 or like 82% of the market. Like in
a rare moment where competition actually bred what does they say? Capitalism
a monopoly
breeds fucking innovation.
and honestly, the only reason that's the case is because Valve is a private company ran by a man and a family, frankly, because his son's the same way as him, who have good morals and a good head on their shoulders and a head for business that is, you know, customer forward. The problem is, and this is, and like my critiques of capitalism isn't necessarily commerce. My issues with capitalism is like, if Gabe Newell was an asshole, was died tomorrow and his son died tomorrow, and then they just gave it to, and then like they hired somebody, like the company hired some new CEO to take care of shit, and he was like an EA type asshole, he'd run that shit into the ground.
Yep.
Like,
there's no lack of regulations. There's no checks and balances,
which is like part of the reason why I like the idea of like worker co-ops and like, you know, management getting chosen by not just competency but also like worker vote, like bottom up.
Yeah, like the workers basically own the business. Like those are the ones I always see where like you'll hear about a CEO taking a pay cut, but he'll also say like, yeah, but we haven't had any turnover. It's like, everybody likes working here. No one leaves. So my business is fine. That's kind of what happened to the Arizona tea guy. He was like, we charge this price everybody likes. Everybody who works here is getting compensated. It's like fucking, it's fine. 99 cents. Same thing happened at Costco. That's why people like Costco. Even when Costco workers unionized, they were like, yeah, that's probably our fault.
Our bad. And they didn't fight them. And they didn't fight them on it. And they didn't fight them
at all. They're just like, if there's a union, that means we fucked up somewhere. Unlike Rockstar, who like fired 40 people because they might have formed a union.
Yeah, by the way, like the protests outside, like the amount of employees that are currently protesting outside their offices has swelled to 250.
That game's never coming out. GTA 6 is never coming out. We don't deserve it.
Fun fact, it's scheduled.
GTA 6 is
it's scheduled
so
the day
fucked.
after my birthday next year. I doubt it's coming out then, but it's
no, it's not. Dude, that game was supposed to come out it was supposed to come out this November.
Well, I mean, it's part of the reason we've been getting slammed for the last few months with banger game after banger game after banger game after banger game, and
everybody's moving them up.
Well, it's because once people realize, oh, they're not releasing GTA 6 this year and we have an actual date for when it might come out,
Silk Song.
everybody just started dumping their shit, and it's because like everybody this entire year, game companies have been trying to figure out when to release their game and holding the release of their game so they can avoid GTA 6 like the fucking plague.
History. They're trying to avoid a historical moment.
They're trying to not get Battlefield. They're not trying to get fucking Titanfall, dude.
Yeah, and that sucked because that was by design. They could have easily released Titanfall 2 later or in the next year. They just didn't. They were just like, you know what? Release it in between Call of Duty and Battlefield 1.
That's
Two
a
of the
great
most
idea.
hyped up games this year. Let's give Titanfall 2, a game that was kind of popular, a release date right in between one of the biggest betas for Battlefield of all time at the time, which was Battlefield 1.
Yeah, bro.
Just like
fucking
great.
fucking goddamn, I don't know what it's called. Like it's and I've heard like not great thing. Like people are like Battlefield 6 seems to be the winner this time compared to Call of Duty's Black Ops 7. So,
Black Ops 7 is like full of AI and shit. Bro, everybody's tearing that game apart right now. I was like, no fucking way. Battlefield 6 is actually beating Call of Duty. I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, good riddance. Anyways. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Why Does This Keep
Wait, what were
Happening?
you saying about the Steam machine before we went on another side tangent?
Oh,
I
no.
do want you to finish that point.
Steam machine. Oh yeah.
We were talking about prices.
Yeah, no. If I think I think 1,000 is probably like the perfect sweet spot for the Steam machine to do, because not only is it like a better, it's going to be a more powerful console than any of the others on the market. It's also going to it's also a fully fledged fucking computer.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of crazy. It's basically a starter PC that you can't upgrade.
I mean, the Steam
which
Deck is
fine.
also a PC. You just throw it in a dock, plug in a mouse and keyboard and a monitor with an HDMI cord, and you're good.
Huh. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's basically like a souped up Switch.
Fun fact, the Steam Deck costs the same, if not less, than the Switch 2.
Crazy. Because I think it's stronger than that.
Oh, it absolutely
I think it might be
is.
stronger. The Switch 2 is not very strong. I mean, we finally got to just having consistent 60 FPS on a Nintendo thing at all is crazy. Like, that's a moment in history. These dudes finally made a console stronger than a Samsung Galaxy S10. It finally happened.
So I told you like the specs of the Steam Deck. Do you want to know what the cheapest Steam Deck is? And the only thing like making the other ones more expensive is like screen quality and like size of space storage.
The cheapest one is what, 500 gigs with an LCD?
The cheapest one is 256 gigabytes with an LCD, and it's $400.
Damn. It's not terrible. It's cheaper. It's still cheaper than the Switch 2. I think the Switch 2 has a terabyte though. I could be wrong.
Well, if you want to spend an extra $150, it's $549, which is still $50 cheaper. You know, it's an OLED screen.
Is.
It's still $50 cheaper than the Switch 2. And
that's actually crazy.
You can get a terabyte.
The Switch 2 is what? 600?
And you can get a terabyte along with like an increased battery life, and you know, in that regard, for an extra $50 more than the Switch 2.
Crazy. I know one of my friends from college really likes the Steam Deck.
I think
that's like their preferred thing.
I think one of the things that is big here that is going to make the Steam machine cheaper is a lot of the specs between the most expensive Steam Deck and the least expensive Steam Deck are the things that make them expensive is the storage size and the screen and the battery. I think that Valve has found a way, created a manufacturing process in which where they can get the internal components like a certain level of cost effective and make it like because like this the Gabe cube is just a fucking cube, and you have to plug in all the other peripherals for it. It might actually be like, I think that $1,000 mark might actually be more obtainable than we thought.
Yeah, and honestly, if they, I heard that it has upgradable memory, so like, if
fuck
they
yeah,
make a version, if they make a version where it's like, yeah, you only get 250 gigabytes, and you can upgrade it to a 2 terabyte, that shit might be $900.
Hey dude, I already got like a terabyte external terabyte SSD. I'm Gucci.
I had one. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I think Pierre Thiel stole it in your sleep along with your dirty socks.
Stole it from me. I'm so mad at that because like that has so many old YouTube videos on it. That's what I was using it for, because I just had like 4K videos on my computer, and I was like, I need to get them off.
You need to get rid of
There's
shit.
so many of the classics, the Death Stranding videos on there. Fuck, dude.
Don't you still have it uploaded though?
Huh?
Don't you still have the Death Stranding video uploaded?
Yeah. Nothing's been deleted. It's just it was my backup SSD for my older videos, so I could delete things off my laptop. Because my laptop only has a terabyte.
Yeah.
Once you start adding multiple 4K videos, like this video is going to take up a ton of space based on how long we've been recording. When I add the gameplay onto this, even if it's not in 4K, because it's not going to be, it's going to take up like 30 gigs minimum. Right. Like 4K videos, like the 8-minute video I made yesterday is in 4K. I think that shit's taking up like 10 gigs on my computer.
Tragic.
I'm just like, dude, this is a video game. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's tragic. Is there anything else you want to yik yak about before we wrap up for today?
Nah, we can wrap. This has already gone off the rails. I don't remember. What was this? What were we supposed to be talking about? We're supposed to be talking about emails. We did for like 10 minutes and then immediately just went somewhere else.
Ladies and gentlemen listening,
I gotta get...
tell me if y'all wanted us to stay on message or you enjoyed this hour and a quarter long romp. I know y'all.
I would love to know. Because we're entering that portion of podcasting where it's just like, what are we even doing? This is unironically the part of it that I hate.
This is the part. We're getting to the part of a podcast where Joe Rogan starts asking people about trans people.
Yes. Just like, what do you think about that? And Bill Burr or whatever is like, what the fuck are you asking me about that for, dude?
Fucking eight.
I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. The fuck? Leave them alone. We're both smoking a cigarette. You're bald. I'm bald.
Our balls are hanging to our knees, which is something that is going to happen to both of us in like the next 15 years, which is going to suck, but whatever.
No, the microplastics will keep them taut, dude. Trust.
Yeah, you say that.
The microplastics in Red 40 are to keep my balls tight. That's what it's for. See this? This is why I don't like podcasting. What is this? What are we talking about?
I mean, in my defense, I'll say it. We're gonna wrap it. We're about to. Like, I know, like, where the stopping point is. Jesus, like,
where
I've been doing this for a minute. Hell.
What time is it?
We're in hell, and time is a flat circle.
Why does this keep happening?
Why does this keep happening? Indeed. Please, like and subscribe. Rate 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. Follow
hit the hype button.
Follow on our channels in both cases.
My private student loans got denied, so hit the hype button.
Oh my god!
Hit the hype button,
dog. You're so fucked.
I'm not. I still have 14 grand or some shit, and then they paid for my tuition already, so that's fine. It's just like I gotta stretch that 14 grand somehow because I'm not getting the extra 7.
Oh, Christ.
So hit the hype button.
And join the Discord, link in the description.
Absolutely join the Discord.
Just bumping.
You can talk to us directly.
You can at T1 like with impunity.
You can. I haven't put any. I'm not modding that server. It's a channel within his server. So it's just like I don't have any mod privileges. He's just running it because I didn't want to set up my own Discord. because I don't like Discord that much, but I understand that like
it's important.
That's the best place to hang out with people. So
yeah.
I
need to get your ass in like VC just vibing when you're playing video games, so you can like interact with your other fans and shit, and like a
I know
like that. Well, I'll help. We'll figure it out. I got you, bro. And I mean, I only got we can figure it out in the like month before you leave or whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been Why Does This Keep Happening? Why the fuck does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Oh my god. Like we called it this as like a meme or a joke or some shit, and now it's just like feels like existential dread. Go like and subscribe, update, all that nonsense. Join the Discord. Go away.
Bye.
We only getting started. Yeah, I got the light. He got the light. We got the light. What you know about it? So much light. More light than a spike in your power bill. Or a match when it strike, we devour ill. They don't know how to feel. Their minds crippled, mental game bangers. Never saw losers, but we game changers.